But against all of this, Labour has vowed to reject even 100,000 naira as minimum wage, and according to them, they may resume the strike tomorrow, Tuesday. Well, this report is just coming in, and we have it on authority that the Assistant General Secretary of the Nigeria Labour Congress, in a just concluded interview, described such a proposal as a starvation wage. They insist that Labour will not accept the latest government's offer of 62,000 naira, saying that its latest demand as the living wage for an average Nigerian worker remains 250,000 naira. To quote him verbatim, our position is very clear. We have never considered accepting 62,000 naira or any other wage that we know is below what we know can take Nigerian workers home. We will not negotiate a starvation wage. We have never contemplated 100,000 naira, let alone 62,000. We are still at 250,000. That is where we are, and that is what we considered enough concession to the government and the other social partners in this particular situation. We are not just driven by frivolities, but the realities of the marketplace, realities of things we buy every day, a bag of rice, yam, gari, and all of that. According to Labour, the one-week grace period given to the federal government to review its proposal last week Tuesday would expire by midnight Tuesday, the 11th of June 2024. That's tomorrow. And they went on to say that Labour will therefore meet to decide on the resumption of the nationwide industrial action if the federal government and National Assembly fail to act on workers' demands by tomorrow before 12 midnight. According to them, the federal government and the National Assembly have the call now. It is not our call. Our demand is there for them to look at and send an executive bill to the National Assembly, and for the National Assembly to look at what we have demanded, the various facts of the law, and then come up with a national minimum act that meets our demands. If that does not meet our demand, we have given the federal government a one-week notice to look at the issues, and that 1 week expires tomorrow, Tuesday. If after tomorrow we have not been or seen any tangible response from the government, the organs of the organized labor will meet to decide on what comes next. End of quote. All right, so this is just coming in, is an update on this whole minimum wage controversy. What do you say on Labour's stand now?
Yeah, they can meet as much as they want, and they can flex their muscles as much as they want. There's always the need to go on strike sometimes. But as we do that, we have to be sensitive to the insinuating circumstances. We have to be sensitive to the Nigerian reality. We can wish so much in the system. There will be no more waste in governance. That's wish, because it's not happening tomorrow. So based on what is feasible, what can the state governments pay? That's what the issue is. Can say pay 250, and they say we accept 250, but cannot pay. Well, even some state governments, that's not very prevalent anymore. Some state governments in the past didn't even pay salary for months. I don't know if that is still happening, but it happened so much in the past.
In the last administration, especially.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you can't pay monthly salary, and you want them to double the monthly minimum wage. It's all wonderful, but there's a need. I keep using the same word. When you used it, better to strike a delicate balance between these contending extremes.
Wow, it's still a dilemma at this point in time. On the one hand, is labor, organized labor, saying no to literally every proposal by the federal government. Let's not forget the initial proposal by Labour was 615,000 naira, which of course a lot of people said, was just too tall of an order. Anyways, they came down to 494,000 naira after that. Thereafter, they went on strike after the government had proposed 50 4,000 naira, going up from their initial proposal of 48,000 naira. And after that, the government has now proposed 60,000, Labour rejected. They've proposed 62,000 naira, which Labour has rejected. And let's not forget that organized Labour went on a 2-day strike last week, the whole of Monday and most parts of Tuesday. It was a shutdown in most government establishments. Even the national grid was not spared. A move that some lawmakers has described as a treasonable felony on the part of Labour. Anyways, that's matter for another discuss. Well, as it is now, Labour is putting his foot down and saying even 100,000 naira as from the government would not be accepted by them. Let's not forget also that last week, Thursday, the government approved a 300% increase in the salary of the CJN and judicial workers. And Labour was very quick to react to that. Okay, so they might actually be standing on that, you know, to insist on what they are demanding for. So as it is, if by tomorrow, according to Labour, the government doesn't meet their demand of 250,000 naira as the new minimum wage, Labour says they might be meeting and there might just be another strike. Can we afford another industrial action at this point, Mr. Iskama?
We can. If it's not stretched too far, there's need for reasonableness in this whole thing. There's need for patriotism, in love for your country, as you try to squeeze more money out of the federal government as minimum wage. You have to also remember your country. You don't want to destroy your country in the process. You don't want to render destroy the industries and the economy, and the workers you're trying to protect will be out of work. So you can strike, but keep it within some reasonable limits.
All right, thank you, Mr. Iskama. Well, tomorrow midnight is the deadline given by Labour. Let's wait and see. Anything can happen between now and that time. Let's not forget all of the proposals plus the template for the new minimum wage as done by the finance minister. Everything is now on the table of Mr. President. So let's wait for the president to give his nod in this regard.